In the past 2 years, I have built 10 apps, I've sold 2 of them, and 3 more are actually earning several $1,000s a month, and I am not a developer. I've also used a million bajillion different tools, AI coding tools, vibe coding tools, all the stuff. And in this video, I'm gonna break down my 6 tools that I've settled on to create, launch, build, and sell apps for non-developers, no code, vibe code stuff, my 6 tools. Number 1, my code editor of choice is Cursor, an IDE, if you will, Integrated Development Enterprise, Excelsior, I don't know, and I don't care. I really like Cursor. I've tried Lovable, I've tried Windsurf, also very good by the way. I love Windsurf. VS Code plus Copilot, I've also tried Claude Code, I'm going to talk about in a moment, because I use that too. And I have found that as far as AI agents go, Lovable is too friendly. I don't really like the way Lovable ends up working. It might seem like it works really well at the get-go when you first prompt it, hey, build me an entire app. That's okay. I still think even newbies who have never dabbled in code should use one of these, Cursor or Windsurf, something that's based off of VS Code, a code editor. You will start to learn where to go where. It's a little bit overwhelming when you first dive into it, for sure. But you can start with Cursor's AI and their agents, even if you know nothing, and over time, you will naturally start to pick up on some of the more powerful features. I think it's worth it. Still beginner friendly, you could still start with zero code experience, but over time, the weeks and months go by working on projects, you're going to have way more power and customization and less headaches overall by using something like Cursor rather than just Claude Code if you're a beginner, or something like Lovable. Again, Windsurf, also extremely good. Before I leave Cursor, I should mention that I do pay for it, the smallest plan or whatever, but I actually don't think I need to anymore because I'm using Claude Code, which I want to talk about. So number 2, Claude Code, which I also pay for. It's not free, by the way, but I pay for the $17 plan. I don't do the $100 a month, $200 a month stuff. I don't miss those super premium models. I think this does just fine. So, do you need both? Cursor and Claude Code? Absolutely not. No, you don't. You really don't. I'm using both because I'm a nerd and I'm trying to test these things out, but you really don't need it. So what is Claude Code? Claude Code is something that only really works in the terminal. Don't let that scare you. If you're completely newbie and you see terminal stuff like this and you're like, oh no, like what do I need to, no. That's actually pretty user-friendly. There is maybe 5 to 10 command, like shortcuts, 5 to 10 shortcuts that you need to like just store on your computer somewhere where you can reference it to kind of learn how to navigate Claude Code. But after you do that, it's extremely user-friendly. It really is. I think it's probably meant to be geared towards developers, but the biggest benefit to Claude Code so far for me is it can tackle more with one command, which is perfect for beginners who are not developers, right? I need you to build me a login page with login functionality and connect it to Pocketbase or Supabase or Firebase or any of the bases or something like that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. Claude Code can really plan out step by step, and you can actually set it into a planning mode, which is really, really handy. It's better than Cursor's agents for this sort of stuff. Now, one more note. I want to move on, but I'm not. I got one more thing. 2 things you need to know for Claude Code. Number 1, there's no easy undo feature. You asked it to build you something. It did a bunch of code. It changed like 5 different files. There's no, oh wait, undo all those. That doesn't exist. You're going to have to use Git, version control. If you don't know Git, first of all, you should learn Git just because it's super easy. That said, Cursor and Claude Code, they know Git. So you could ask it to kind of like undo those things using Git, but just so you know, it's going to be doing Git adds, Git commits, Git restores, and a bunch of stuff like that. Right? There's no easy undo feature. Just so you know. There you go. Actually, one more thing. They also don't show you the diff. Like I deleted this code and I added this code instead. They don't really show you that as well in Claude Code. They do show it to you like this, but this is kind of ugly. It's not really easy to follow. Cursor, on the other hand, will show you right here in the file, whatever file you're working in, it'll show you a big old like highlighted red thing. We deleted this and then we added this, right? It's really easy to tell, and you can actually approve the changes on a line-by-line basis. You can accept this one, reject this one, accept this one, reject this one. You can't do that with Claude Code, just so you know. That said, You won't need to do that quite as much with Claude Code when you're a vibe coder, because it actually does a good job at planning out the entire features, and I've already said all this. Number 3, ChatGPT. Old school. It's sad that we think of ChatGPT as the old school tool now, but alas. Yeah, let me move super quick through this. ChatGPT is still fantastic at mapping out the big picture. So if you're not a developer, and we're talking about frameworks and SvelteKit and Tailwind and Firebase and Render and Resend and transactional emails, and you're like, what's going on? Do I need to know this stuff? Yes, no, maybe, will it be helpful? ChatGPT is your go-to. Here's what I want to build. Give me the big picture overview. Even if you're a developer, I'm not a developer, but I still do this for different projects. Just this morning, I asked it, hey, what if I could use a Cloudflare worker to build an email funnel? What would that look like? I even said, do not worry about the actual code. Just do your research on how crons work and so a few other things. And I put it on deep research mode. It took 10 minutes and it came back with something flawless. But it basically does all the research. It goes and gets the documents. And if you want it to, it can break things down in very beginner terms. 3rd grade reading level terms, if you ask it to. Chats. Claude.ai, not quite as good, in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie. The actual chat interface for stuff like this, not as good as ChatGPT, in my opinion. But ChatGPT can break down the beginner overview, broad stuff, and it can explain stuff to you way better than all the AI stuff in the IDEs. Cursor, Windsurf, VS Code, Claude Code, all those things. Those are for implementing, in my opinion. Start with ChatGPT. I should have mentioned this first, but I figured everybody knew that by now. Maybe not. Number 4, I'm going to cheat a little bit and do 3 tools in one. Forgive me. SvelteKit, Tailwind CSS, and DaisyUI. SvelteKit is my code framework. The programming language is Svelte, but it's really more just JavaScript. It's beginner friendly. It's the easiest one I've found. I've used React. I've used Python. I've used a bajillion other things. And SvelteKit is fast. It's easy. You can do API routes right here in the back end. You can do everything from this one little teeny tiny folder in the code, and it just works. It's easy. It's simple. It's so easy compared to some of these other coding frameworks and languages and so on and so forth. And it really just uses JavaScript. So you don't have to learn that, but it's well documented. It's easy to code with AI, and it's blazing fast, and it just works. I use this for all my projects, literally. Every single one. Tailwind CSS is a CSS framework just for styling, designing things. And again, I use this because it's easy to install and set up. It's fast. It's even included in my template, which I'll mention in a second. And it's super well documented. Again, my goal is not to code. My goal is to interact with AI who can build cool stuff for me, and to make it look good. Tailwind CSS is by far the most well-documented, easy mode CSS framework. Text, font size, colors, layout, sizing, everything. Everything that has to do with CSS, I use Tailwind. And DaisyUI. DaisyUI is a component library. What do I mean by that? I mean pre-built things for your UI. Forms, headers, footers, alert things, loading icons, a calendar, checkboxes, text areas, dividers, footer, hero, layout stuff. It's just a million pre-made things where I will literally just go in here, copy this, paste it in my app, and then customize. It's just pre-built stuff, for example. So that's my 3 things: SvelteKit, Tailwind CSS, and DaisyUI. Now, all of these I never ever install because I have a template that I built, which you can buy for like $49 right now. Codeplaybook.com/template. That's codeplaybook.com/template. Copy this, paste it, etc. And then you can have this entire thing up and running on your machine, ready to customize in literally like 6 seconds. It's so easy. So if you want to do that, you can go for that. I use that for every project that I do now. It's the same exact template using these tools, and then I just start customizing, change my themes, change the logo, and then build the app. Number 5, I'm actually going to do another wombo combo because I thought of other tools I wanted to share. Firebase, Stripe, and Resend. I know, this is actually more than 6 tools, but here we are. So Firebase is a backend as a service. What do I mean by that? It means I don't want to learn how to program databases and like SQL, and who cares? I don't care at all. What I want is something I can plug and play into my app to save things to a database, like user information. Also, what I really don't want to do is save passwords. And I want people to be able to log in, access this page if they're not logged in. Log in, log out, authentication, if you will. And so I use Firebase for authentication and Firestore database. It's relatively easy to set up. And in fact, it's also in that Code Playbook template that I just mentioned. It's already built in there. All you gotta do is sign up for free and change your details. And it works. So you can navigate, and did I mention it's free? Free backups. It's made by Google. It's not going away anytime soon. Well, I don't know. Google kills stuff. But alas. Stripe, I use Stripe Checkout. Stripe Checkout is basically one little extra file in your code base to implement a checkout form. Somebody clicks a button to buy something on listgadget.com, and then I create what's called a checkout session, if you will, and that ends up navigating them here to the checkout page. And then they pay me money for things. They subscribe to a plan or whatever. And then I have one more feature, a webhook. Stripe fires off a webhook, and I catch the webhook in my app. So I use Stripe. It's proven. And again, AI knows all this. AI can build all this stuff because Stripe is extremely well documented. Firebase also extremely well documented. It's been around for years, etc. So there's my back end right there. There's my payment processor, Stripe. One more thing, two more things actually. Number one, Resend is also free. I've never paid them a dime. And I use Resend to send one-off emails, like when they sign up or when their credit card is declined or something. I don't know. One-off emails. They call them transactional emails, whatever. I use Resend because, again, it's super easy and it's free and it works. Okay, last part of this video, how do I host this website? Where do I deploy these apps? Render.com is my official recommendation, but I'm also going to talk about Vercel for 1 second because they're awesome and amazing. So why did I choose Render.com to push all my code to and have that be my host? Well, they have the cheapest paid plan. I create a web service, that's what they're called on Render, a web service, and I don't use the free version because it's not worth it at all. But I upgrade to the $7 a month web service here, and I connect it once through GitHub, and then I never touch it again. You can come back through here, and they have good metrics, and everything's really user-friendly, and it's great, and it's $7 a month, period. That's it. When I have to have something free, if I'm testing out a project, or I just want to wait and see if it makes money first before I start paying for anything, I'll use Vercel. And I have paid for Vercel in the past. I'm not currently doing it, which is sad because I have a million things on here. But it's the best free host, if you will. You'll sign up for Vercel. You'll make sure you're pushing all your code to GitHub or some other remote repository. That's where all your code files live. You connect GitHub to Vercel here when you like create a new project, and maybe you change a few of the tiny details, and then you hit deploy, and that's it. And you can connect custom domain names, of course. I usually register in Namecheap or porkbun.com, and then I use Vercel or Render. If it's a paid project and it's making money, I will switch over. Usually I'll do Vercel first, keep things free, and then when things start making money, if they do, I'll move them over to Render because I think it's a little bit better experience. It's a better, that paid plan for $7 a month is better than the free stuff on Vercel. But if you have to have free, Vercel, it is. 3 more things. Number 1, if you want just a little bit more info to go a little bit deeper on coming up with the ideas and my process there for the first phase of like building an app that's gonna make money, I'll leave a link in the video description below. Number 2, if you want the entire code base template that you can just like clone to your computer and start customizing, codeplaybook.com/template. And codeplaybook.com is my pretty cheap course where I'll just show you how to do everything. Literally, all the modules there, start to finish, how I build apps, how I sell apps, everything. It's right there. You get to look over my shoulders, I vibe code, all this stuff. Anyways, thank you for watching. Drop me comments with any questions you might have, and I'll see you next time. Adios.